Welcome, my name is Natalie Frost and I'm a children's librarian at the Beaumont branch of the library. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some different gift book ideas for what we call middle grade readers. That's typically for children that are about ages 8 to 12, and I'm going to show you some different nonfiction and fiction that I hope they'll really like. Well, I'd like to start with what is one of my favorite nonfiction books published in the past couple months, and it's called Unbored. It's really an activity guide, and you can see how thick it is. It's really jam-packed full of different ideas for projects, excerpts, and other curiosity sparkers for kids. Some of the things you'll find in here. Yarn bombing. If you don't know what yarn bombing is, Google it because it's really neat. Code cracking, stop motion filmmaking, science experiments, lots of stuff to explode in a safe way. And this is a book that kids will pore over because there's lots of projects. It's going to unglue them from the screen for a little bit and keep them occupied. Now, if you're wondering who this book would be good for, what immediately popped to mind as a good candidate is, say, the 10-year-old boy that gets himself in trouble if he's too bored. If it's too quiet, you better go check on him. This is the book for him. And it's not a one and done book. It won't just get one read through, done, put it back on the shelf, never gonna look at it again. As you can see how thick it is, it's packed with different things, including excerpts from children's literature, some Mark Twain, lots of classics in there, lots of things to keep them occupied on a winter afternoon. The next one is a little bit older, the Lego Ideas book. We all know that Lego fans come in all shapes and sizes, so this would look as good in a backpack as it would on a coffee table if you have some of those older Lego fans in your life. But this is not an instruction manual so much as it is an idea sparker. It has it divided into different sections with examples of vehicles you can make or types of homes you can make. It's not going to tell you step by step how to make them, but it's going to give you the idea to go and grab what you have, root through your Lego collection and make something. Not only that, it's just really attractive because it's a DK book, and I always like those, and they're very popular with kids. Next up, I have the Lego Ninjago Character Encyclopedia. And if you want to be the hip aunt or the cool grandpa to any 5 to 10-year-old boy, you need to know about Ninjago. It's spelled like Ninja Go, but don't be the person that says Ninja Go. It's Ninjago. So Ninjago is a line created by Lego. It has its own TV show on the Cartoon Network. It has its own online game portal. And of course, it has very specific Lego Ninjago sets that you can purchase. So this is one of the hot things this year. The character encyclopedia is kind of like a dossier. It has all these details, it has the character backstory, all the things that an obsessive little boy, and we know that boys of that age get an obsessive streak about things, would want to know. So this is the dossier to all things Lego Ninjago. Not only that, but it comes with an exclusive minifigure. You can only get it with the book. Let's see, he's the Green Ninja ZX, which I'm sure will mean something to a Ninjago fan, but you can only get it with the book. So this is one that they'll be poring over. If you read the Amazon ratings, you'll see that people are like, my son falls asleep with this book every night because they're poring over the details and, you know, the little weapons and who the bad guys are. So Lego Ninjago Character Encyclopedia, a good choice. Let's say that you're a little bit more Lincoln Log than Lego, or you're more Brooks Brothers than Brookstone, and you want to give something that is classic. You want to give something that is not of this year, not trendy. Well, I have two choices for you. The first is The Phantom Tollbooth by Norman Juster, and the second is A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. Both these books reached their 50th birthday the past couple years. And so if you go to the bookstore, I have kind of some older editions. You can get some really beautiful 50th anniversary editions of both of these books, including some of the ones with the original artwork. So you've probably heard of these books. You might have read them. They're on every list, top 100 chapter books, School Library Journal. These are very near the top, probably in the top 10. They're clever, not dumbed down, they make children think, and they're adventure stories. They're fantasy adventure stories. So if you want a classic that's going to be handed down, something you know you can feel comfortable giving, I would suggest checking out The Phantom Toll Booth or A Wrinkle in Time and giving that. Now on to a name I know you will know, John Grisham. John Grisham has cranked out adult books for years, but this is his latest series, and it's for kids. It's called the Theodore Boone series. This is the third one that just came out. It's called Theodore Boone the Accused. There's also Theodore Boone the Abduction, and the first one here, Theodore Boone Kid Lawyer, is now available in even paperback, so you could even give a collection of these as a gift. But same kind of things adults like about John Grisham. They're exciting, they're fast-paced, they're not dumbed down. He kind of reminds me of, I know you know who Doogie Howser is? Well, he's the legal Doogie Howser. Both his parents are lawyers. He dispenses legal advice to his friends, and he finds himself entangled in various mysteries. And these aren't cheesy Scooby-Doo mysteries. They aren't Nancy Drew mystery of the old clock. These are for a generation that has grown up with CSI on the background, for whom pulling the mask off at the end of Scooby-Doo is fun but a little lame. Theodore Boone won't be like that. Theodore Boone will be exciting. It's real murder, it's kidnapping, but at the same time it's always going to be appropriate for 10 to 12-year-olds. Now this next one I have is called 8th Grade is Making Me Sick, and it's by Jennifer Holm, who wrote the Baby Mouse series as well as a number of middle grade novels. Now we always tell kids to clean up their room, clean up their stuff, but if you look at adult desks and adult closets, they're normally crammed full of stuff. Our stuff tells a story. And Jenny Davis is telling us about her 8th grade year entirely through stuff. So she's taking you on the ups and downs of her year. You're seeing notes that are posted on the refrigerator, text messages, tags from items of clothing or things she's bought, her bank account statement. So this book has plenty of words, but also just, it's like a collage, and you can see what she's going through. Oh, there she's having a cupcake, she's working on her homework, she's got some notes. So it's a very funny book, and it's also highly interactive. Think about how much kids like the Choose Your Own Adventure books. Well, this has that same kind of interactiveness. So I think reluctant readers, maybe kids that aren't as confident reading full novels for their age, might really like 8th Grade is Making Me Sick. I would suggest this for your 10 to 12-year-old girl who passes notes and also has the gel pen collection. They will like 8th Grade is Making Me Sick about Jenny Davis's life. Next up, I have 125 True Stories of Amazing Animals. This is a National Geographic book. National Geographic Kids magazine has this little segment every month about different things amazing animals do. So we have everything from a surfing dog, which you can see on the cover, to a bear who stole a car, a penguin who is also a knight. I think it will really delight people that love animals that are on your list. The pictures are large and bright and colorful, very much magazine-like, and the text is in short and simple bursts. So this will also appeal to your less strong readers, your more reluctant readers, which is also why you can probably stretch this book to suit anyone from a 6-year-old strong reader to a 12-year-old reluctant reader. So it has a wide age range of who it might appeal to. So I would give this to both my animal lovers, my future veterinarians, but also the type of kids that want the Guinness Book of World Records, the type of ones that like the Ripleys, believe it or not. This is a good book to bust out at a gathering, a family gathering, and I think you'll find all the kids laying on the floor looking at the stuff, saying, "Nuh-uh, oh, show me that." If I had one sure bet on my list, it's this one. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is a series, and this is the 7th in the series by Jeff Kinney, and this one's called The Third Wheel. So you might be familiar with it, but maybe not. Greg Heffley is the main character, and these are his journals, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And he tells about the things that happened to him, which are really pretty ordinary, but in a very funny way. Now, in this latest book, Greg is navigating the social world leading up to the middle school Valentine's Day dance. And like most boys his age, he's pretty clueless when it comes to girls, and he gets himself into a lot of really funny situations. Jeff Kinney, the author, of these books is really kind of a genius. All of his books have been top sellers, top #1 New York Times bestsellers. And really what happens in the book are very ordinary things that happen to kids, but he just does it in such a funny way that I have never met a kid who doesn't like the Wimpy Kid books. Boys, girls, anywhere from ages 6 up until 14. I even have, freshmen in high school that will still look at these Diary of a Wimpy Kid books and honestly be kind of obsessed with them. So I don't think you can go wrong with the latest one in the Wimpy Kid series, which is The Third Wheel. Well, thank you so much for being with me today as I showed you some of my picks for middle grade readers. Of course, you can go out and buy these books. They're on Amazon, they're at all the local bookstores. Of course, we have them at the library for free, so if you want to get on the list for Diary of a Wimpy Kid, call us, come in, we'll get you on the list. This has like hundreds of people on the waiting list for this book. So we have all these popular titles and more. If something on this list doesn't suit you, that's what we're here for. So come in and see us, and we'll give you some recommendations when you do. Thanks so much.